Every time I see myself on a camera, I go, Christ, I need to go on a diet.
Diet starts Monday.
Oof, next Monday.
Tuesday. Right, is that us live? The intro? If I forgot the intro, it doesn't matter, cool. Aye, that's sorry, just go with that, sorry, just leave it as the way it is. That's fine. Right guys, welcome along to the Gers TV. My name's Si Leslie.
I'm Ryan Nugent, how are we doing, guys?
We've got a slight change of plan today, guys. We've got some visitors over from London and New Zealand filming a documentary, so they're doing the technical side of it. So any fuck-ups today isn't my fault. So you got the first one right away.
Yep.
How's things, mate, alright?
Aye, the Fs have certainly kicked in now, haven't they? So,
Big time.
wasn't?
The boys done a wee bit of the documentary this morning. They asked me, I knew what the score's going to be. The twos have changed my mind probably about 4 or 5 times.
I'm still sitting at 3-1 Rangers just now. I'm still
Aye. I was lying in my bed last night and I was thinking about it and I'm going, oh, what if they do this, what if we do that, or whatever. But the game will take care of itself. But loads happening today. It's not going to be so much football chat. We're going to have a wee chat about the events that are taking place today.
Yeah, definitely.
The documentary and getting on the Swally.
Aye, yeah, so I think the Bristol's flag day, that should be just about ready to go by now.
Aye.
Hopefully the weather's not affected that.
Aye, I mean the first thing I'll say is we're going to get a laugh here because we're trying to explain to our visitors from London about the new Scottish Government SNP hate rule.
Yes.
When they couldn't understand it, but we can't understand it. So if anything goes wrong, it's their fault, right? We'll just send you.
If you've got nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all. Isn't that what your mum told you?
It was really funny. The explaining it because nobody really knows what's going to happen. But I had to laugh at the McCoy's debacle because everybody, and I mean everybody, knew McCoy was having a laugh.
Aye. Yeah,
but
certainly.
That's the scenario you're
that's
in.
That's just Coisty on it. Everything's for a laugh and a joke, innit?
It was a bit of banter now in Brazil. We'd even backed him up on it. But what I will say is we're not toning the show down or anything like that. But obviously there's certain terminologies and that we need to watch what we're saying in the future.
Aye, certainly. Anyone calling in as well, guys, obviously just watch what you're doing for yourselves. It's no us that will go down, it's you.
So that's us covered with us, right? Back to the banter.
Back to the banter, yeah.
Right, we're going to get Mark Dingwall, follow, phoning in a few minutes' time. He's going to phone in he was at the press conference yesterday. It was Connor Goldston and Philip Clement. I can't remember who the third player was.
I'd only seen Goldston's and Clement's interview.
Mark will keep us up to date.
Yep.
I think this manager, Clement, I think nobody will know what the team is to the last minute. I don't know we'll have a sniff and who's going to be playing. We need to be at full strength, as simple as that.
Yep.
We need to be at full strength. It's going to be really, really tough game. It's going to be physical, but I've got a battle fever on, I'll tell you. Choking for a beer.
I'm ready. I want to play up front. I'm ready to go. I'm buzzing.
Aye, I'm really excited for it. So in a couple of minutes we'll get Mark on, and after that we're going to get one of our guys for he's from New Zealand, but he's part of the London film crew.
That's it.
Guys, we're going to be in the Bristol bar today and then later on in Oswald's, and if you're a Rangers supporter for different parts of the world particularly, and you've travelled over and you want to have a wee chat with them, that would be good, as long as you're not too intoxicated.
Yep.
It'll give you a wee chance to promote the greatest football club in the world.
The greatest story ever told.
The famous Glasgow Rangers. It'll also give you a chance to tell the missus why you're going for a beer. If she goes like that, where you going, oh, I'm filming.
I've been invited in for an interview.
This is all professional.
Absolutely, definitely.
Up the road, singing the sash, steaming drunk.
You allowed to sing that? Is that a hate thing?
You never know. But it's all good. So what did you think of the filming there with the boys? That was good?
It was great. It's obviously great recognition for the show and the channel and stuff like that as well, so it's obviously welcome. We love doing these things.
It'll be good to fire it back when we got one of the guests on talking about how they see Rangers and obviously the Old Firm and I think it was a bit of shock to their culture arriving here, but we'll ask them about that in a minute.
Aye, that's it.
The boys are asking about tenants in the motor. So
Tenants lager?
Aye, so
you love it, you hate it, don't you?
We'll wean them into the tenants first and then before they know they're going
Tenants are a
Belfast.
funny thing, right? See if I go out today, I'd probably have something like a Madre or a Moretti or something like that. I wouldn't reach for tenants, right? See if I go abroad on holiday as a Barcelona tenants.
I get it.
Straight in.
Because the boys were like to me, and as soon as they came in the motor, they went, oh, we had a pint of that tenants last night, and I'm going like that, slag it, on you go, you're going to heaven. Oh, we enjoyed that. Because a wee bit patriotic in it, because it's a Scottish drink. But we'll get them on the tenants first of all, and I'm sure we'll maybe get them a wee taste of the Buckfast later on. That one.
Just I'm not going to near that stuff. I'll not see the game tomorrow if you put me on that.
That'll be a reminiscence of that time in Lisbon a couple of months ago. That's the phone calls coming in now. If you want to take that, it's Big Mark Dingwall. Follow. Hello, Mark. Hello, Mark. I don't know if he can hear us. Can you hear us, Mark? You might need to turn the camera volume up, see the middle one.
Yep. You there,
Just
Mark?
try that. 2 seconds. Hi, Mark. He can't. I don't think he can hear us. That's the problem. Hello, mate. No, the boat one. Try the 2 volumes one. That should be working. Maybe he's a wee call back, Mark, because we can hear you fine. Can't hear us. This is what happens when you get the amateurs involved.
Yeah. I can't
No, that's all right. He'll phone back. We'll try him again in a wee minute. It's dead. See, the thing is, he's phoning again now. It's dead loud. If you want to, can you answer that now? Pure deafness. Hi, Mark. Hello. I don't know why can't he hear us. Cool. So bring the see the volume. See if you bring them down a wee bit now. Left hand side. Right. Wait, I'll fire it at the time. Focus 2 seconds. Tied into my ear, so I don't want this jamming in. This is what happens when you do live. This is why these guys don't do live. Right. Wait here. Sort it right.
Just goes to show that everything's live, isn't it?
So you're trying to,
No, aye.
trying to turn that up.
Aye, cool. Let me see. Right, so it might be.
So guys, anyone that's tuning in, fire your score predictions into the comments, please. We'd love to see them. Let us know where you're out later on if you're going to be going out and enjoying yourself. Please drink responsibly, of course. It's a game tomorrow at 12 o'clock. You don't want to be sleeping in for it. If anyone could also let us know if the Motherwell pitch inspection, what happened there with the Motherwell Dundee game, the Dundee Motherwell game, sorry.
I can't hear it,
What happened with the pitch inspection there? We'd love to know as well. Obviously, it's a hot topic in us. We've got a bit of business on Wednesday up there, so we'd like to know what's going on.
Mute.
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me?
See if that works now, Ryan.
This is why
Can you hear me, Mark?
this is why we tend to
Hello, Mark?
film a little bit in advance. And
Right, we're going to do it old style. It's all right. Yeah. We're going to do it old style on the phone.
Going to go old school. Mark, we'll call you back if you can hear me.
Hi mate, we've got the English camera crew doing the filming for us in the fucked up, so we've got the old school. Right, so Michael, right, set up.
How you doing, Mark? You well? Right. I think we're very both broad and all kind of the accent, certainly.
So if they take them to, they want to go for a couple of beers, they want to sample the tenants later, Mark, have you any local drinks like the Buckfast or anything you go sampling?
Any Eldorado kicking about, Mark? Yes.
They'll do. Yep. Used to be a band league one time as well, the Black Seal on it, the old cheap one. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about. Mark, you were at the press conference. This is Mark Dingwall, follow fanzine and website. Mark, you, part of Fan Media, you were at the press conference yesterday, you quite impressed with what on it?
Barry be available tomorrow?
I'm not 100% sure because he could quite simply just say, aye, well, you know, we gave him a week, but he's not come up to scratch this morning. But meanwhile, you've had, you know, Celtic obviously be, whatever we think of them, they'll not be stupid, they'll know themselves, well, you know, what happens if Ridvan doesn't play, will they put in Sterling? You know, they'll have various options going through their minds in that one.
Yep.
So he possibly could, but the thing about Ridvan is I think he's a very modern looking football player. You know, he's properly athletically fit.
Yeah.
I like his style of play. The only thing about him is his height. I just can't get that out of my head.
Yeah.
Aye, for the Scottish game, I agree with you.
A defender being that small.
Certainly what I've noticed, Mark, is whenever like, a bye kick's been taken or a deep line free kick from the opposition, they certainly put it towards him on his side of the park when it's going out there. And usually one of the centre halves or one of the taller players in the opposition teams goes and stands on him.
Yeah. He's there's no doubt he's a danger because of his skills, and you know, the opposition, if they let him start moving, then it's very difficult to get the ball off him, and he's also pretty deadly with the accuracy of his passes, you know. But it's maybe a bit of a cop out when we're talking about Old Firm games because we can drive ourselves insane.
Aye.
Talking about what formation we're going to go with and what team selection.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
In
got
my
to
experience, you know, even when we've been up, they've been down, or vice versa.
Yep.
It's always a little bit of a lottery. Now, we've won one out of the last 9 games. I still think they've got a stronger squad overall. They're certainly lavished millions and millions more than we have on their squad.
That's a good point.
Yep.
But I think we're certainly in with a chance. You know, I think it's
it's going to come down to the
look
team.
at what Clement's done, the way he's built up the squad.
Aye.
You know, and he's not been there for that long, but he's definitely getting more out of people than previous coaches did. So it's
we're in a stronger place than last year.
Certainly one I'm looking forward to. You know.
Aye. So ultimately, the team I think that wants it more is the one that's going to win it. Whoever wants it the most will get it.
Well, how many times do we see things turning in a six? I mean, the one thing I would say is, you know, Celtic have got some pretty deadly forwards, and you know that has been the one thing I would say is, you know, Celtic in the past, you know, you look at have got some pretty deadly forwards.
Aye,
you know,
I agree with that.
The one thing I would say is, you know, Celtic in the past, you know, you look at have got some
Yeah.
pretty deadly forwards.
Aye, I agree with that.
The one thing I would say is, you know, Celtic in the past, you know, you look at have got
Yeah.
some pretty deadly forwards.
Aye, I agree with that.
The one thing I would say is, you know, Celtic surprised me to see Seaman score.
Yep.
You know, because these guys have come on, perhaps not, you know, the most spectacular
Yep.
kind of debuts and whatnot, but you know, they're doing it. You know,
Yeah.
they put the ball away.
I agree with that. Mark,
It wouldn't surprise me if they came off the bench or there was a surprise starting there.
I know, I agree with that. I want to ask you a question, Mark. You obviously go to the press conferences, but you've been involved with the kind of media, the fan media more through follow through many years. I was speaking to Ryan last night. We'd done a live show, and Ryan made a comment that I found quite interesting regarding Clement possibly being the closest or the nearest we've had to a kind of Walter Smith when it comes to dealing with the media in the correct manner, being media savvy, confident, and no getting dragged in. Would you agree with that?
I think he's picked up very quickly what the agenda is. You know, I think he knows exactly what he's dealing with in the Scottish media. And I think, to be honest, although it's not the way I would do it, if you look at how Rangers have been handling the media in the last couple of years, you've created an environment at Ibrox where the media have really got nothing to complain about. You know, they get fed and watered before the game. They've got a work area. After the game, they go to a separate area that's perfectly done up with a background, room for cameras, plenty of bodies in there. So what Rangers are effectively saying to them is, we're treating you this way. Best facilities in Scotland, possibly outside Hampden, I have to say. And so we're putting on this show that costs millions of pounds, and you want to talk to us about complete irrelevancies. And I think although he doesn't come from shall we say, a West of Scotland background, I think he's very aware of the culture of the media, the fact that, you know, some sections of the media think that when they're dealing with Rangers, they've got a free fire zone.
Yeah.
And I think he's very clever at disarming people, you know. And I think he can tell a snide question 1,000 yards away.
Good answer, mate. I want to ask you a quick question, Mark, before you finish up, because you might be a wee bit more ahead of us, because I've not been on the internet today. Ryan's been keeping up with a story regarding the I want to ask you a quick question, Mark, before you finish up, because you might be a wee bit more ahead of us, because I've not been on the internet today. How does that impact Rangers with a story regarding the I want to ask you a quick question, Mark, before you finish up, because you might be a wee bit more ahead of us, because I've not been on the internet today. How does that impact Rangers with a story regarding the I want to ask you a quick question, Mark, before you finish up, what do you think a wee bit more ahead of us, because I've not been on the internet today. How does that impact
There was a clip online where a couple of the officials were bouncing balls over a heavily sanded area.
I just thumped right into the ground.
Over the weekend, get pretty torrential rain, and you know, the big problem. Well, I mean, the top six could more or less be fixed today, according to the results. But again, it's, you know, we moved to this system, and underneath it, you should have had all the facilities up to scratch so that this didn't happen.
Because Falkirk,
Scottish football,
yeah,
they never think ahead.
We spoke about that last night, Mark. Falkirk suffered for not coming up a few years ago for not having the correct facilities, so how can that be fair?
Yeah, and I think as well you get some of this, but we might be moving to a new stadium, so therefore we don't need to invest in the pitch.
Aye.
You know, the point is, over the years, loads of clubs have had money put in their pockets.
Money
that they didn't deserve because of what they contribute to the game.
Well, my concern, Mark, is that
They quite often cut corners.
well, the concern that I've got, Mark, is yes, they might make the game playable today, and the park might be playable today. What kind of state are we going to be playing in on Wednesday? You know, I mean,
the thing about it is, it's like plastic pitches. It's a great leveller, you know.
Yep.
If you're playing in a pitch where the ball sticks,
Yep.
where the ball doesn't bounce as normal, then that doesn't bring you up a level. That brings you down a level.
yeah, but you've got to look at it from the club's point of view, Mark, as well, that there's possibility of injury for our players, which football-wise, competition-wise, we don't want to lose players to injury. Coming up, obviously, the last 5 games of the season, the most important games of the season where we can win the league. But also as well, these guys are financial assets to the club. That if one of these guys goes out who's worth millions of pounds, like said Diamandi, who have got high hopes for, Ridvan, who's got a certain value attached to him, these guys, they go out, they burst their leg and never play football again. How much millions of pounds is that going to cost the club as well? Because they're playing in unfit parks.
And I think what you're saying there about the value of the players, we tend, you know, as fans, we tend to look at the headline, you know, so what was the transfer fee? Underlying that these days, what you've got is the value of the player, the wages. I mean,
Yep.
most of the first team players are on eye watering salaries, even playing in Scotland.
Definitely.
And so, you know, you've invested all that money in them. You've invested in the insurance of them if they get injured. And, you know, it just seems to be, well, we can do all that, but some club somewhere doesn't invest in its pitch, you know, the very basics of the game. Then it's just a shrug of the shoulders, you know. Oh, that's the way it is, you know.
Shambles.
They play in dreadful conditions in Spain and Italy. Well, you know, we've been talking in Scotland for years about, you know, all these procedures we've got for vetting directors. We've got them for, you know, standards for the pitches. But you know what? There's always an excuse. There's always an exemption.
Yep.
When it doesn't suit them, they find that, you know. And again, with Dundee, a club which in the past had a great deal of respect, it doesn't suit them. But obviously, under Nelms and co, the way that they've behaved in a whole number of matters, you start to think to yourself, is it what it appears, or is there something else behind it driving it?
Yes, that's an interesting point.
Do you think some of the northern clubs, Mark, you know, you like say your Aberdeens, your Dundees, your St John's to this world, when they're looking at developing their stadiums, should be considering putting roofs on them?
Well, you could say that, but Scottish winter, I mean, this winter has lasted 6 months now,
Yep.
and it's mostly been wet rather than cold and snowing. and it's also the price of putting on roofs
Aye.
is probably beyond most Scottish clubs, I've got to say.
Definitely. I think so, but it does make it a multi-purpose arena as well, though, if it's got a roof on it.
I think you need to share Dens Park and Dundee together, though, if you're going to do that.
Certainly. I mean, Aberdeen have obviously been floating the idea of a new stadium for quite a good few years now. So, just come into my head there. Just something to chuck out there, something to throw into the mix.
I think Aberdeen are more likely to invest in tartan rocks for their fans than in a roof.
Aye, it's that cold. So, Mark, just before we finish, your thoughts for the Mora?
Over the years, I've got to say, Simon, I used to go to the games, I don't know, like the air in a balloon, and I would go off like that. Over the years, I'm not saying the results don't matter, but I've become a lot more clinical towards it. I don't expect to win. If we get a draw, that's good. But now we're at the business end of the season where it is really vital that you get that game, because as it's been mentioned, the number of games after the split is not great. One of them's against Celtic, and we really don't want them to get too far ahead of us. So I would like to think that we'll use everything that's going for us tomorrow, the home advantage, the fans, the full size of the squad that we've got, who, as I say, by and large, there's virtually everybody that you would want fit is fit.
I agree with that.
I'm saying that obviously Danilo and Kmar, who are provide who the strikers on there, but the rest of the squad, I'm thinking we're going to be about as good as we can be.
Aye, cool. I was going to say, I'll not name any names, but one of my brothers, I think I've told you the story before, but in the old days, when it was newspapers, everybody read before the internet, what he would do the Friday night before the Old Firm game, as he would read the obituaries and count how many Catholics and Protestants had died to see who's going to win the game the next day. I think things have changed a wee bit.
Well, it's not quite on that scale, but I noticed today in the Daily Record, there's a lot of journalists are hedging their bets. I think there's one guy got Rangers to win 3-1, and then the rest of them have got 1 each draws or 2 each draws. So I think that as a straw poll is telling you that people who are supposed to be professional analysts of the game, even they are kind of hedging their bets and thinking this is too close to call.
Definitely. Yeah, Nelson.
No, that's us, Mark. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Thanks very much for your time today.
Cheers, pal. Thanks.
Enjoy yourselves, folks.
Thank you, mate. Take care. All the best. So
that was Mark Dingwall. Follow. So we've got a wee special guest here we're going to bring on to the show.
Yep.
Just a quick story to explain how this worked out. For anybody that's read the Bible will know this. We got an email telling us that Noah was coming to Glasgow. And 20 minutes later, we get a storm. And it has been pissing the rain ever since Noah's arrival to Glasgow. There's been a storm. He's here making a documentary with his film crew, young lads from London, but Noah's actually from New Zealand. So welcome on and welcome to the Gers TV studio, Noah.
Thank you very much.
How's things, mate? All right?
Good, yeah. This is my first appearance in Scottish media. I'm excited.
That's good. We did promise you that we wouldn't throw you under the bus, but we're lying, boss. I'm only kidding. How's your experience been so far, being in Glasgow?
It's great. Everyone's a lot nicer than London. Everyone's been friendly.
And you're from New Zealand originally.
From
were
New Zealand,
you a football fan in New Zealand? Or?
Yeah, but New Zealand's pretty rubbish at football. So there's not as much to support. It's more rugby, that sort of stuff.
Well, I've got the New Zealand Rangers Supporters Club. They watch the show, so when you're ever back home, we'll try and get you to get over there.
I'll have to go see them.
And you can bring the Buckfast there with them.
Yeah, and tenants.
And tenants. So you looking forward to today?
Yeah. It's I feel like Glasgow, it's sort of there's nowhere else in the world like it, I think, the football rivalry, from what I've experienced so far.
That's true. What before, like kind of no holds barred question here, before you arrived, you're going to do this kind of documentary about culture and life in Glasgow with the football and things like that. What was your own opinion, just whether it was right or wrong? What was your thoughts coming to Glasgow?
I thought it might be I feel like everyone talks about it in a bit of a negative way sometimes, especially when you're like in somewhere like London that's meant to be this kind of rough place. But then
he's not been to Duke Street yet.
But then so far everyone's been super lovely.
Good.
Yeah, so it's been great.
What about the crew? The rest of the guys all comfortable and happy? And
I think so. Yeah, we all enjoyed our tenants last night. Yeah, it's been lots of fun.
What about your headphones?
Yeah, I did get my headphones stolen.
aye,
Yeah.
that's an allegation.
Yeah.
I left them down in a church, and someone walked into the church and stole them.
Aye, where was that?
In enemy territory for you, in Saint Mary's Church.
Well, that says it all. Well, we'll no comment on that, but if you were obviously, if you went with them last night and things went missing, then
If somebody down St Mary's Church last night happens to have found a set of headphones and took them home, could you please return them? Thank you.
oh, you're getting it. Nah, they might have went missing, we don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the famous Glasgow Rangers. We're going to go to Duke Street today, let you see the flag display, and then Oswald's later on, just to show you the cultural side of the football. Yeah. And there's more to it than just a 11 men running about a park. You're looking forward to go to Duke Street?
Yeah, I mean those photos you showed before of the flags and everything. I'm excited to be amongst all the Rangers fans.
And so far, doing the video, and is it what you expected or different?
I think some of it's what I expected, like the rivalry, but then there's a lot more beyond just like, I think it's stereotypes, just lots of angry men yelling at each other.
There'll be a lot of angry women as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And angry dogs.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just angry men.
Where did the idea of the documentary come from? Where was the initial spark for that?
I just want to go around the UK and make lots of documentaries about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think I must have just been searching like best football rivalries or something.
Yeah.
Next step's Belfast for the 12th of July.
Yeah.
A good documentary for you.
Yeah.
We're doing one for that.
Right, yeah.
But I know it's great to have you here. Obviously, what I did say to you in the email, and I promised you I would do, is I'd look after you, make sure you were comfortable, you and the guys. But I did say, if you remember, I won't try and influence you and tell you that you need to be more Rangers orientated. As long as you give us a fair side of the debate, we're happy with that. And when you go home, you can make up your own mind. But we never stole your earphones.
It's funny though. We were saying like there's probably not a lot of people in Glasgow who've been both sides like we have. Like
most of the documentaries do that, or they do sides.
Have you ever been inside a Celtic bar?
I've been in one for about 30 seconds. I was doing a job and I had to go in and get the money. And the guy said to me, I don't know why, but he kept saying I was a man. He was like, the pub's shut now, and the rebel tunes on and all that. And I was like, I'll quickly run in, get the money, and get away again. Nobody will recognise me. And it was near where I used to live, Ridley, years ago now. And I walked into the pub and the guy in the jukebox went, that looks like that orange so-and-so Si Leslie. And the guy went, do you want a pint? I'll get your money in a minute. I don't want a pint. Right out of here. No, we drink in our pubs, they drink in theirs. You'll get a good experience today. The guys will enjoy the different bars, are totally different bars. So we're going to the Bristol bar, which is near Celtic Park.
Right.
And Duke Street, Denniston, a big Rangers area. And that's the flag display, and then we'll let you see some culture in the bar at night as well. Yeah. So don't steal all our women.
And are you DJing? Are you on
I'll be on at night, doing a wee bit of gig as well, bit of gigging. So you'll enjoy it. Have you done any documentaries on other football clubs? Or?
Not on football yet.
So this is a one-off?
It's a one-off. I went to a Millwall game in London.
How was that?
A spectator. That was pretty great. The atmosphere there was pretty intense.
Then, aye.
A lot of people yelling at the ref.
Aye.
Yeah, it was like last weekend.
Aye, that's what it was. What? So are you going to watch the game in a bar? Is that the plan?
I think so.
You've not got tickets?
No, we haven't got tickets. Seem like they're pretty tricky to get.
You should have said your media, official medias, and phoned Rangers a couple of months ago, but it's happened now. You're here.
That's true.
So try and get your bar to watch the game in as well. And if you're kicking about the day, and if any Rangers fans want a wee chat with you, they can't miss that hairdo. They can't miss it, the
If you see someone with a weird accent and curly hair, come up and have a chat.
His name's Noah, but we call him Harry Naystyles.
Yeah. That's quite good actually.
Aye. Well, I thought the Noah joke bit was better with the name and that. But
Harry Naystyles. That's great.
Listen, they're all young boys. They're making a documentary. Do you want to get a wee plug just now? We'll do that as well, just to tell, because me and Ryan are going to plug it for you and the rest of the Gers TV. How did they find this documentary you're making? So
our channel's called the Department of Information on YouTube.
I thought he was going to say the Department of Social Security. Me and Ryan are up.
Later.
Yeah, so if you search that up on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or any of that. And hopefully, I think we're probably going to try put out the documentary to time with like the end of the season, so around mid-May.
Yeah. If you're ever looking for a documentary on the land that time forgot, you can also go down to the Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock to Doon, aye, yep. Talk about how Saddam Hussein ruined Doon's economy.
Is that right?
True story, aye, yeah. So back in the kind of late 80s, early 90s, when President Bush, father President Bush, came into, basically was elected to office, he decided that the Americans had to cut back part of their military forces in Europe. So they had a massive base in Naples, the south of Italy, and then the base in the Holyloch. Now, that was established during the Cold War there. Keep an eye on the Russians, submarines and stuff like that. And they decided that one of the bases was having to close. Russia went quiet, the basically devolving of the Soviet Union as it was at the time. And obviously, right back in 1991, the Gulf War kicked off. Saddam Hussein started getting a bit active and what have you, and they decided that the base in Naples was the most, strategically the better one to have.
So they all moved.
And the Holyloch closed, and Doon's population halved overnight, and the economy went.
Bang.
So it's all Saddam Hussein's
Saddam Hussein's fault. Doon suffered, basically. Aye. Yep.
Wow.
If Saddam Hussein had behaved himself, we might actually still have a decent
All these
economy.
Americans.
So
But you might not be into football then, because you were saying in the documentary.
That's
there's
it,
so many
aye,
left.
yeah.
So are you a Rangers fan because of Saddam Hussein, essentially?
That's potentially.
That's him putting
By
you
the
in
way, putting two and two together, aye. Yep. So it's called the Rounds Club, the Saddam Hussein loyal.
That's true. You know that it's all joke with Saddam Hussein as well. Where did they keep his CDs?
I don't know.
In Iraq. There you go.
No!
Anyway, we're going to go and get on the swally. We're going to have a couple of beers. If you see the boys out about today filming, they're all good lads. They'll be with myself or Ryan or some of the team. But say hello to them, and we'll send you the links to get on the show as well. Before we finish, we're in Oswald's tonight, and if you look under your seats, it's everything's orange as the theme. Yeah, you get one and all.
What?
There you go. So
It says.
if you're coming to Oswald's tonight, get an orange bonnet on.
Yep.
There we go.
Look.
For the Gers TV.
I can't show this to any of the Celtic fans.
Aye.
No,
No, you're too
don't
late now. That's your
wear
line.
that. Don't wear that outside.
Wherever you are, guys, enjoy your day, enjoy your night, enjoy the match tomorrow. Win, lose or draw, and always remember, we are the people.